The Titanic was supposed to be unsinkable. 4 days later, it was at the bottom of the Atlantic. In April 1912, the North Atlantic Ocean, the most famous ship ever built, is about to meet its end. The RMS Titanic was not just a ship, it was a statement. At 269 metres long and weighing 46,000 tonnes, it was the largest moving object ever built by human hands. On board were some of the wealthiest people in the world, millionaires, businessmen and socialites, alongside hundreds of emigrants who had spent everything they owned on a ticket to a new life in America. The Titanic was travelling at 22 knots, close to full speed, through waters that had been reported to contain ice. Warnings had been received, they were noted and largely ignored. At 11:40 p.m. on April the 14th, lookout Frederick Fleet spotted something in the darkness ahead. He grabbed the phone to the bridge and spoke words that would change history. Iceberg, right ahead. The crew tried to turn, but at that speed, in that distance, it was already too late. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side of the hull, buckling the steel plates and opening 6 separate compartments to the sea. The Titanic had been designed to stay afloat with 4 flooded compartments. 6 were now filling with water. The mathematics were simple and they were brutal. Thomas Andrews, the ship's designer, was on board that night. He inspected the damage, did the calculations and delivered the verdict. The ship would sink, and in less than 2 hours. There were 2,224 people on board. There were lifeboats for about 1,178. As the crew began loading the boats, confusion and chaos took hold. Many lifeboats launched half empty. Women and children were prioritised, and hundreds of third-class passengers never made it to the deck in time. As the ship tilted and the ocean crept closer, the ship's band kept playing. Passengers stood on the deck in the freezing cold, some calm, some terrified, listening to music as the world around them ended. At 2:17 a.m, the lights flickered and went out. The stern rose high into the freezing night air, and then with a sound described by survivors like thunder, the ship broke in two. The bow plunged first, dragging down into the black water at speed. The stern followed moments later. In just 2 hours and 40 minutes from impact, the Titanic was gone, swallowed by the Atlantic, 2.5 miles down. Over 1,500 people were left in the water. The temperature was -2 degrees Celsius. Survival time in the water that cold, less than 15 minutes. The cries for help, survivors would later say, were the sound they could never forget. At 4:10 a.m, the RMS Carpathia arrived. It rescued 710 survivors. It was too late for everyone else. Today, the Titanic still lies on the ocean floor, 3,800 metres beneath the surface, slowly being consumed by the sea, a reminder that no matter how grand our ambitions, nature always has the final word. 1,517 lives lost. April 15th, 1912. Never forgotten.